Well, I was fortunate enough to spend a day with Daniel Ellsberg, which was an incredible insight and a treat and an aid as an actor to play someone a real-life person who you're presented with. You can very intricately ask them a number of questions, how they were feeling, what they were doing, what they were thinking, what they were even wearing at any given moment. And he, more often than not, he had a very beautiful answer, which informed the way I played him, and that was a first for me. So that was the real guiding light for me for the performance. My assumption was, given what I'd researched about him in the script, that he was possibly facing espionage or treason charges and a lifetime in prison. My ignorant assumption was that he might be quite scared, and when I asked him that, he said no, the clarity of his own conviction was quite calming or reassuring, knowing why he was doing these things which was to end a war and save lives. There's no kind of greater motivator, and he was happy to go to prison in order to do that. It's a sort of equal part exhilarating and terrifying. You're presented, with your hero and icon, and then you're sort of asked to try and act in front of him. So the nerves were at an all-time high. As a filmmaker, I finally understood, not finally understood, you have a very strong idea as to why he is who he is. But when you see him work personally, you understand that every cell in his body is put on this earth to make films. I think there are several messages, which is always so incredible about this script. Not just the sort of the echoes of press censorship in these slightly disturbing days, but also, it was the kind of emancipation of a woman and her accepting of her power, which obviously struck incredibly relevant chords. And everything else, the sort of the value of the press and indeed the privileged position that this country has where, although bandied around a little freely, the freedom of the press is incredibly, should be, revered and treasured. To be honest, I only worked with Bob Odenkirk, which is kind of all you need, really, and the two of us shared some great moments. And I think more so, we were both like giddy schoolboys that we kept pinching each other going, we're working with Spielberg, that we couldn't. It was good to have someone who had the same kind of incredulity as myself about working with him.